Hey Leo, welcome. This is a love reading centered on your person and you, and what's currently around you and this person. So this is a general reading and it can be for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And there will also be an extended version as well into how your person feels about your current situation, what they're going through, how do they perceive things on their end. Otherwise, let's jump into it, Leo. It's coming up around you. Okay. What do we have, Leo? We've got the sign of Scorpio, or the theme of Scorpio, coming up around you, and that may be very, very important. This can often point to the past resurfacing and also endings, but with something finishing, you're starting something new, Leo. So let's look at this situation here. You may be judging someone on their past, Leo, okay? And it's a heaviness that you're creating. It's a challenge that you're creating for yourself because you have the sun, which is Aries energy. And Aries energy can be seen as challenging. It can pose obstacles. So Leo, you may be creating your own obstacles here because of someone's past. It could also be your past that's affecting your current relationship and where you're currently at, because the 10 of Wands, this is you as the Wands, and it's seen as burdensome energy, and you're carrying such heavy things when maybe you don't necessarily need to. Maybe there's an exaggeration happening here, Leo. Okay, you might be creating more burdens than there need to be here, because the 10 of Wands walks to the child, when really, if you just look up and see that what lies ahead isn't that complex and isn't that heavy. It is illumination, or over exaggerating with something that has been happening between yourself and someone else. You might have even been impulsive. Okay, this is again your wand energy, and the Knight of Wands is an opportunist, but he also thrives on anything that's dramatic and exciting and exhilarating. So there might be something new happening here, whether it is an obstacle or not. Maybe it's a new romance. Maybe it's even a fresh start with your significant other. But he's so attracted to it, so emotionally charged by it, Leo. So there's something here that's got you really buzzed, okay? And it could be an overreaction. It could be something to do with judgment. Now, I feel judgment has a lot to do with perception. So I don't know if this is your perception that's changing or your perception that's key in what's happening here between the both of you. Judgment can come in good and bad forms, but it's also judging the past, Leo. You might be very quick to judge because there's impulse here. The child only thinks in the present moment. So you might be very caught up in how you're feeling in your current energy, and that's okay. But eventually you will get hindsight in some way. You will gain more perspective, but you definitely can be judging someone on the past, or I don't know, there might be a secret here, Leo. Skeletal figures, this skeleton's in the secret. The death card can be Scorpio, and Scorpio can be suppressed energy. Scorpio can be us feeling like we need to hide something or not revealing everything. So maybe the way you react isn't going to be the way you're going to react to them, to your special person. But I think in this, it might be that their past will bother you, or their past may come back. A message from the past for some of you, if this is a past love, from like a past life connection or a past lover, someone that you have been in a relationship with before, could be resurfacing because there's an expression of love with the Page of Wands. But I want to say, if this is you as the Wands, he's got his back towards the Judgment card. So he's not there. He's not thinking too seriously. He's sort of just doing and not necessarily thinking. And I think there's a lot of that happening. There's a lot of reaction happening with this intense energy. But I don't know that you've I don't know that you've thought about things properly. And, you know, you're just going to be really in the heat of the moment, but there is potentially something that's bothering you. There may be an opportunity for you to reveal that the death as a concept is inevitable. It's a part of life. So there's something that maybe deep down you know you'll have to go through eventually, and you may feel like that time frame has opened up, that the light has shined, so to speak, with the sun. And it could be about you. It could definitely be the past, your past. The sun can be the self, okay? So it could be something about yourself that you feel you need to share with your special person. If it's their past, again, there could be some sort of overreaction, or it just keeps becoming complicated. There's a lot of this sort of carrying this energy with you, and it's tiresome, and you sort of just want to get to a stage where you can just drop all these wands and just be the sun. You know, the sun is having faith, it's trusting, it's looking at the goodness of things. So I think a secret may set you free. I think expressed emotions, I think it's more of a case of the things you should say, the things that were left unsaid. I think you'll have an opportunity to do that. Maybe it'll come around the time of Scorpio of this year, maybe perhaps coming into the time of Aries. But I think revealing that is really going to open up, is really going to shine a new light on your connection and your relationship, and eventually get you to a stronger stage, because the angel heralds news. So there's something about news coming out, or news that must be shared, needs to be shared. So maybe it's that, but there's a judgment call here. You may be feeling a little bit judged as well. Might be someone judging you, but it's almost like maybe you won't. I feel like there is an overreaction here, but for some of you, you'll almost, once that blows over and once you deal with that, it's sort of like you'll put the judgment behind you. So I think you'll be able to put it in your past. So if there's something here that you feel at this point in time you can't move on from, Leo, you'd be surprised, because that can change. And like I said, maybe around the time of Scorpio, coming into October or November, you may see changes and putting judgment behind you. Maybe for some of you, it's a conversation about family, in-laws, having children, adopting children, or talking to your special person about children in some aspect, because there's a notion of family here. Could also be someone from the past that you have a family ties with. Maybe you've had a child, maybe your family are good friends, maybe your neighbors. Maybe there's been some sort of history here, and that may open up again, because you may be feeling like you still carry something for them, Leo. There's still residual feelings there that may be reactivated around this period for one reason or another. Maybe they'll reach out, maybe you'll reach out. There's message and communication. You might bump into each other. You know, it could happen fairly suddenly because it's a swift energy with the Knight of Wands. So that could play out for some of you, absolutely. But look, I will leave your reading at that and continue with your extended. That will be available via the link below. Of course, if you were after a personalized reading for your situation, please feel free to email me. All the information that you need is listed below in the Show More section, Leo. Otherwise, I do hope to be able to connect very, very soon.